Midnight light on a dim-lit screen, clicking through stories you wouldn't believe. Cold case trails and courtroom scenes, whispers from the grave and media dreams. Truth is stranger, hearts beat faster, in the shadows of a news disaster. Scrolling deep where secrets hide, you found the stories time won't deny. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods clubs to breaking news lines, you shine a light where the silence lies. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Small town rumors and urban fear, a voice for the lost who can't speak here. Through every name, through every case, you hold the truth in a steady place. Cameras roll but justice lingers, truth unravels through careful fingers. You tell a story, speak their names in a world that's quick to look away. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to great night trials, you trace the echoes through every mile. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Some run from the dark, you walk right in with a question and a camera lens. It's not just a crime, it's the lives they led. The voice is still talking from the books unread. Headstones and headlines, the veil is thin. Truth gets louder when you begin. With every view, with every line, you bring the forgotten back to life. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Yeah, headstones and headlines, you tell the stories that time can't hide.
Hey everyone, oops. Well, good thing I had a piece of paper over my camera because I totally forgot that it was on. That would have sucked. That would have sucked. How is everybody? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I had a great day at work today. It wasn't very exciting, which is always a good thing. I did get a lot done, but tomorrow we have an all-day meeting, so that isn't going to be very fun at all. I will say the days that you have day-long meetings are usually more tiring than being with kids all day. But it was some type of, I don't want to say it's about a personality test. It's like a trait test we had to do. It's through the Gallup Foundation. And so tomorrow we find out our results. So it's exciting to see, based on the statements that I chose, what strengths I have. So we'll see. Anyways, thanks for being here. I know that other people are live and drama sells, so I don't expect a lot of people to be here today, but I wanted to do a quick live about this case in Houston that happened on Saturday night around 11, I think it was 11:30 p.m. So pretty late. and an 11-year-old boy decided to play a prank on his neighborhood, and he did ding dong ditch, and one of the homeowners came out and shot him multiple times. Unfortunately, the 11-year-old did pass away. So there has been an arrest. So I had asked, on my title, was this man justified? Because Texas does have, I don't remember the exact name of the law, but they do have a law similar to stand your ground. He's being charged with murder though. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I thought it was important to talk about. I also have some updates on the little boy Weston. If you remember Weston, he was a survivor of the Annunciation church shooting, and he had talked about his friend who had protected him and ended up getting shot in the back. Well, it turns out that Weston hadn't realized he had received a piece of shrapnel in his neck very close to his carotid artery. So we have some updates on Weston, and then I have a couple of other stories at the end. One about a little boy who ended up walking along the monorail at Hershey Park, and a bystander decided to climb up on the roof of an ice cream stand to rescue this boy. I believe he was 5. He was 5 or 7. I can't remember the exact age. For some reason, I'm pretty sure he was 5. He had gone missing. His family was looking for him, and he was found walking along the monorail trail. Well, I should say the monorail rail. And then the last story is about a new way that police are stopping cars on highways. Not a pit maneuver, not the, what are they called? The strips? Spike strips. So that's actually, it's kind of funny because there was a stolen car and a grappling maneuver, it's called, or grappling device. It's actually kind of funny. The person thought they were going to get away. They thought wrong. So thanks for being here. I did see Ninja was number 3. I think I was number 1. Yeah, it may be lame, but I do like my own videos. Whatever. I like what I do. So I always give myself a thumbs up when I do my live streams. And I also was able to gift 5 more memberships. So I did see that. Let me get back to my phone. So Lorton Girl, Narcos Clips, TJ, All in Tanks, and Crime Scene Photo all received gifted memberships. So congratulations and welcome to the Stoners. Lunatic is here, Evil Queen, Sinner, Pookie. Thanks for sending me that update on the story. I will say, Pookie, I did see you sent me a bunch of stuff during the day, and I didn't get to look at all of it, but I do appreciate you keeping me up to date on stuff going on. Yeah, Coddle, this is it's really sad. And the little boy, he is such a cutie. His name is Julian, and apparently it's not the first time that someone has been shot and killed over Ding Dong Ditch. And we'll get into that. The New York Times had an article about that. So we're going to get started. So again, this took place in Houston. It occurred on Saturday night. I believe it was around 11:30 p.m. Hey, Smokin'. Smokin' says, we did it all the time in the late 70s and early 80s. We didn't do ding dong ditch. We would call people and ask them if their refrigerator was running or if their nose was running, and then if they say yes, well, you better go catch it. I feel like there was something else that we would do. Like we would ask a question, but I don't remember what it was. It was very strange. But this is just really sad. I also have questions as to why an 11-year-old boy was out at 11:30 at night on a Saturday, but I am not going to judge because, he was just trying to have some fun. Sinner says, I was more of a pumpkin smasher. Evil Queen, we used to bang on windows. Oh boy. That would really piss me off. Like if someone banged on my windows and scared me, I'd be like, what the F? Smokin' says, we prank called restaurants too and asked for certain people. Kids still do that. They still will call. They will call, say, Wendy's and ask if they have that they'd like to order a Big Mac. And, when they say, oh, we don't sell Big Macs, but we sell this. It's so weird. It's all in good fun. And it's, it's not harming anyone. It's more of a nuisance than anything. Oh, it's okay, lunatic. Oh, Pookie says *67 phone calls. Well, they could hit *69 and call you back. I actually, this was years ago. I got a voicemail from these kids. They were pranking me, and they had said some really awful things, like graphic profanity things. So I called them back and I said, you just called me. You left me a very disgusting voicemail. I asked if their parents were there. They said no. So, I had said, I'm a teacher. I would hope that, you don't do this again because it's not appropriate. They must have just dialed a random number. Well, the next day, when I had said, I'll give you the opportunity to tell your parents what you did, and then, I'll call them. So I would give them a heads up. I didn't plan on ever calling the parents, but the next day, these kids called me back and apologized for what they did. I was actually shocked. But, the girl said, we told our parents what we did, and they told us that we need to call and apologize. So that's what we're doing. I probably still have, well, I don't still have the voicemail, but I'm pretty sure I still have the number saved in my phone because I said if they pranked me again, I was going to call back. But anyways, Pookie said, my brothers went through drive-through and order the wrong food. And this ding dong ditch is apparently the new TikTok trend as of late. And unfortunately for this little boy, this 11-year-old, it cost him his life.
And with an 11-year-old boy who has died after being shot while ding-dong ditching a neighbor's home in Houston's east side. The shooting happened near the intersection of Mimboro and Fidelity Streets just before 11 last night. The victim found about a block away. Police have since questioned a person in connection with that shooting, but no arrests have been made. KPRC2's Jaewon Jung has been out at the scene all day. She joins us now live with the latest. Jaewon.
Bill, good evening to you. Nearly 24 hours since the shooting took place, investigators are still on scene collecting evidence. This was a tragic situation of a doorbell prank gone wrong. Police telling us this was an isolated incident, but they now have a warning to parents.
It's just so heartbreaking and sad.
George Skinner lives just 2 houses down the street, where Houston police say a middle-aged man opened fire on a group of kids ding-dong ditching late Saturday night.
But, you know, the thing is, you don't know what type of mental state people are in, or not even a mental state, but they may be fearful. You may not know, like maybe they're hiding from someone who is abusive or whatever. And this man, for whatever reason, decided to come out after the person who knocked and opened fire.
An 11-year-old boy was shot in the back and died Sunday.
Right, Pookie? Good question. Why shoot if they're running away is my question. Yeah. Evil Queen says we would run and hear the cussing. Right. People would just cuss. Now they get guns.
Afternoon.
And there's no way you can mistaken that kid for somebody grown, and that's what hurts so bad.
This isn't the first time a ding-dong ditch prank has turned violent. Last month, a similar case happened in Fort Worth and in Frisco, where police there say 3 teenage boys nearly lost their lives.
They may seem like harmless pranks, but they can be very dangerous indeed.
I spoke with Sergeant Betsy Smith. She's a retired law enforcement officer who is now the spokesperson for the National Police Association.
We have had recent trends like this ding dong ditch, which has been happening for 50, 60 years. There's also been various TikTok challenges.
TikTok challenges like the door kick challenge caught by a Katy homeowner last month.
What?
While it's unclear.
Wait, door kick challenge? Hold on, I need to rewind that. So you run up and kick someone's door?
TikTok challenges.
TikTok challenges like the door kick challenge caught by a Katy homeowner last month. While it's unclear.
And that kid kicked the door wide open. I'm sorry, if someone kicks in my door and ends up causing damage, they're going to pay for what they did. And with Ring doorbell cameras and other things, other technology out there, I'm guessing they probably were able to identify who that kid was. And obviously he wouldn't be able to pay for it. So guess his parents are, or whomever he lives with. Smokin' says you could tell if it was kids that young, they'd be laughing and giggling as they run away. And I haven't been able to see, it seems like he was by himself. Oh no, he was with friends. So I'm surprised that nobody else got hit. If the guy just started shooting.
If social media had anything to do with this case,
I'm curious.
Houston police has a message to parents. We've heard about pranks like this before.
Yes. I want to start out by saying Houston's a safe community, and it's sad that we're here today dealing with it now. But to answer your question, as a parent, keep a close eye on your kids.
A sad ending to a prank indeed. Police don't believe this was a case of self-defense, and a witness reported that a handgun was used in this shooting. Now, a few hours ago, I did also see investigators recovering several firearms from this house. We're live in the East Side. Jaewon Jung, KPRC 2 News.
All right.
I have to look at more of this. What is it? The door kick challenge? I have not heard of that. So that was a month ago. It looks like 3 weeks ago to a month ago is when the door kick challenge was at its height. Oh, wait, or I lied. It says 3 hours ago, TikTok door kicking trend possibly back in Mississauga. Okay, let me share this with y'all. So I think that's how, oh, it's in Canada because it says Ontario local news. So Mississauga. And this is from today. A social media door kicking challenge may be back. The challenge involves kicking the door of a random home, often late at night, and then leaving. The prank is not unlike Nicky Nicky 9 Doors or Ding Dong Ditch of several decades ago, but it's more aggressive and typically posted on social media. There were reports of loud knocks on doors back in May 2024 in the Churchill Meadows area of Mississauga. The challenge has been around for several years with reports of incidents across Canada and the US. Last week, residents at the Parker Hill Road and Hillcrest Avenue area of Cooksville told emmyheadstone.com that they reported possible break-and-enters on August 28th and 29th. 2 homes reported attempted door openings, and 1 vehicle had a door left open. Neighbors also noted a group on scooters in the area. Surveillance photos show what appears to be young people approaching doors. The residents now believe it could be the TikTok door kicking challenge. A Peel Regional Police spokesperson told INSaga.com that they received reports of youths on scooters banging on doors in the area of Hillcrest Avenue and Parker Hill Road on August 28th and 29th. The officers checked the area but did not locate the youths. There was no damage to any property and the reports have been closed, police said. Let me see. There was another one that I wanted to just... Or not. Is it going to work? So where's this? In Chicago. So this was August. That's like almost like a couple of years ago, they had like the toilet or like, it wasn't necessarily a toilet challenge, but like the challenge was to destroy school property or steal things to post on social media. So they would steal paper towel dispensers or, there was one that they tried to take a sink and it ended up like completely screwing up the piping. Just stupid. So stupid. So police issue warning after video captures dangerous social media trend in Chicago. It says it's being called the door kick challenge and cases have been reported across the US, though they have only recently been reported in the Chicago area. So this was the beginning of August. Police are warning after a group of what appear to be teenagers began kicking down doors of homes in a Chicago suburb as part of a dangerous social media trend authorities say could become tragic or result in felony charges. In northwest suburban Sleepy Hollow, one woman said she was awakened in the middle of the night by what she thought was a large tree falling. It startled me awake. I went outside to see what it was, and none of the large trees had fallen on my house, so I figured it might have been a large branch. There was nothing I could do about it in the middle of the night. I woke up in the morning. Instead, I saw all the damage to my front door and in the entryway. The overnight scene at Ybarra's house was all caught on security camera footage. Okay, so let's watch this clip because I feel like, yep, there it is. I thought they would probably show some of it.
So we're going to turn to some more news now, and a warning from a northwest suburban homeowner tonight after being a victim of a so-called door kick challenge. This is a thing that's popular on TikTok right now.
Yeah, she says that several kids randomly kicked her front door in the middle of the night. That had to be pretty scary. Police say it was one of 2 incidents reported in Sleepy Hollow last month. VWin shows us the video and why police say the challenge is dangerous.
It's criminal what they did.
Ann Ibarra woke up in the middle of the night thinking a tree had fallen through her home, but instead captured this on her Ring camera.
Panicked. I thought my house was being attacked, and it made me feel very unsafe and vulnerable in the community. And normally this place is not like that.
Video from July 23rd shows a group of 4 boys running up to her house. You can hear them kicking her front door on Hillcrest Drive. The group eventually ran off, but not before busting her door trim and casing, causing thousands of dollars in repairs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if they'd be able to figure out who those kids were because the camera wasn't, I mean, it was a little grainy. I'm sure they would be able to with some investigation, but thousands of dollars of damage.
There isn't anything funny. It's expensive. It's alarming. It does damage to people's homes, their sense of security in the community. It's going to lead to actions taken against these kids, which is not great. I'm sure they didn't think that far.
Ibarra says one of the kids was seen filming the incident, believed to be part of a nationwide TikTok door kick challenge.
These kids don't know what's on the other side. They don't know who's inside. They don't know what they're getting themselves into and how badly it could turn out for everybody.
Right. And she's right. So even if they're running away, if someone kicks in your door, you may not be thinking, oh, they're running away. You're thinking, who the hell just tried to get into my house?
Sleepy Hollow police say a second incident was reported that same night in the 900 block of Glen Oak, believed to be the same group of kids.
TikTok doesn't care. They don't care the ramifications of these challenges that they put out there. All they care about is clicks and likes, and they forget that behind every click and every like, there's a person and there's a home that's associated with it.
The police chief here is urging for the kids involved and their parents to help turn them in.
If we catch them through our own investigation and they don't come forward on their own, my goal is to charge them with a felony. Either criminal damage to property, mob action, depends on what's appropriate, but I'm going to charge them with a felony. Because I want them to understand, I want everybody else to understand that those types of activities in Sleepy Hollow or any town should not be accepted, and they won't be accepted.
Ibarra doesn't want this to happen to anyone else. She's now offering a $1,000 reward to bring these kids to justice.
I just want to see this come to a close. I want these kids to know and be held accountable for what they did.
In Sleepy Hollow, V1 NBC5 News.
Thanks to V.
Interesting. I wonder if they were ever caught. Let's see, teens. Let's see. Let me just look that up. Teens door kick challenge. Doesn't seem like they were ever caught. Unless they just didn't update. Yeah, I don't see anything that they were caught. That's too bad. Let's see. Yeah, they're really going hard. Yeah, it's not just like, you know, a tap. Like they kick, like they're trying to get in the house. I'd be freaking out too.
New details about a child's game of Ding Dong Ditch ending in tragedy. Houston police say an 11-year-old boy was shot and killed Saturday night while running from a home on Membro Street in East Houston.
He died Sunday afternoon, and the man who fired the shots has not been arrested. Orko Manna has the latest on the investigation, what neighbors are saying.
Homicide detectives tell me the 11-year-old boy shot and killed after doing a doorbell prank at this home was visiting family for a birthday party about a block away. Tonight, neighbors call this a tragedy, but also a wake-up call. People are heard yelling in this surveillance footage from near Racine and Fidelity Streets in East Houston just before 11 p.m. Saturday. About 25 minutes later, video shows a Houston police car driving by. Shortly before, a block away, investigators say a group of kids ding-dong ditched this home on Mimbro Street, a prank where they rang the doorbell and ran off. The suspect, described as a middle-aged man, allegedly came outside, chased the kids, and shot the 11-year-old boy in the back.
So allegedly, he came out and chased the kids. Because I believe they found the 11-year-old about a block away.
He died in the hospital Sunday afternoon.
My heart and my prayers go out to the family.
This neighbor, who didn't want to show his face, says he lives near the boy's family and that they hold gatherings with kids often, but no one's ever bothered him. Ding-dong ditching, is this something that you've noticed happening in this neighborhood?
Kids are just being kids. I feel like we've all played these, ding dong ditch.
So they knew that they were doing something, wrong.
But this neighbor says she warned the same kids earlier in the day Saturday.
As this happened on my street about 4 p.m., my neighbor's door got a knock, and then I caught them before they could knock on my door.
Her thoughts on the shooter's actions?
Maybe they thought they were under duress.
Texas law follows the Castle Doctrine, which allows homeowners to stand their ground against threats using deadly force.
Okay, so it was the Castle Doctrine? Yes, Castle Doctrine. And so I can see if kids did it. Like she said, they knocked on her neighbor's house at like 4:30 p.m. It's daylight. If someone's knocking on my door at 11:30 at night, that's a little bit more of an issue, I believe.
Allows homeowners to stand their ground against threats using deadly force. But KHOU 11 legal analyst Carmen Rowe tells me, quote, "From what we know, it is difficult to imagine a homeowner reasonably believing children playing a centuries-old prank posed a legitimate threat."
I kind of hold both of them accountable.
This neighbor saying the suspect and the boy's parents should have known better.
It's an innocent life taken that he could have avoided. The parents could avoid, but you got to teach them and let them know what's right and what's wrong. And it's wrong to knock on somebody's door playing a prank.
Houston police say they're interviewing several witnesses and they're still looking for more surveillance footage from this neighborhood. Reporting from East Houston, Orko Manna, KHOU 11 News.
I tell you, such a tragic outcome to what began as a child's prank. We'll continue following this investigation. Orko, thank you.
Well, and you can't these days, like I feel like you can't prank people. You never know. Like they said, the one lady said, you never know who's behind the door. So this next article is from the New York Times. And boy shot during ding-dong ditch prank in Texas has died. The police in Houston detained a person after an 11-year-old boy was shot on Saturday night. An 11-year-old boy who was shot while playing the ding-dong ditch prank in Houston on Saturday night has died, the authorities said. The Houston Police Department responded to a report of a shooting just before 11 p.m. in the east area of the city. Okay, so I was off by like 30 minutes. It was 11 p.m., not 11:30 p.m. The boy, along with several friends, had approached a home in their neighborhood and knocked on the door of a residence. Emergency responders with the Houston Fire Department transported the boy to a hospital where he was in critical condition on Sunday, according to Shay Awasayan, a spokesman for the police department. He was later pronounced dead, the police said in a statement on Sunday. In the doorbell ditch prank, better known as Ding Dong Ditch, a person rings a doorbell and tries to run away before anyone opens the door. Lieutenant Amber Khan of the Houston Police Department told KHOU, a local CBS affiliate, at the scene that the person inside that house came out and shot at the boy. She said he had a couple of gunshot wounds. It was not immediately clear if there were any other injuries in the shooting. The statement on Sunday said one person at the scene was detained for questioning and then released. The police on Monday did not have information about whether there were any arrests. The Ding Dong Ditch prank, which has been popularized on TikTok, has led to other tragedies in the past. In May, a Virginia man was charged with second-degree murder after fatally shooting a teenager who was filming the prank with two friends, according to court records and local authorities. In 2020, a man in California crashed into a car of 6 teenagers, killing 3 of them after they played a similar prank on him. He was sentenced to life in prison in 2023. Oh my gosh. Let's look at this one in May. Teenager fatally shot during Ding Dong Ditch TikTok prank. A Virginia man has been charged with second-degree murder after fatally shooting a teenager who was filming a prank for TikTok known as Ding Dong Ditch with 2 friends around 3 a.m. on Saturday. 3 a.m.? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, 3 a.m.? No. The Spotsylvania Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a resident firing shots during a burglary and found 2 teenagers with gunshot wounds. One of the teenagers, Michael Bosworth Jr., 18, later died of his wounds. The second person was treated for minor injuries, and a third person in the group was unharmed. The 2 friends with Mr. Bosworth were both under 18. The teenagers had been in the neighborhood to make a TikTok video, one of them told investigators in an affidavit filed in Spotsylvania Circuit Court. A Ding Dong Ditch prank involves ringing doorbells or knocking on the front doors of houses before running away, and has become popular fodder for social media videos. The juvenile advised it's something that people are going to put on TikTok. The group had knocked on a few doors in the area, one of the teenagers told the detective, adding that they were not familiar with the neighborhood. They were running away from a residence when they were shot. At least one video showing the teenagers doing the prank was still on one of the friends' phones, the affidavit said. The authorities arrested Tyler Chase Butler, 27, of Spotsylvania County on Tuesday on charges of second-degree murder, malicious wounding, and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. He was being held at Rappahannock Regional Jail on no bond. Mr. Bosworth was a senior at Massaponax High School in Fredericksburg, Virginia. The high school, which was set to hold its graduation for seniors on May 13th, sent a message to the school community that counselors would be available to help grieving students. Smokin says, that's why I stay at the house more and more. Pookie says, we never pranked that late. Like 3 a.m? Like the guy thought it was a burglary. I mean, so now because these kids are idiots and decide to go knock on someone's door at 3 o'clock in the morning, one of them is dead and the homeowner is in jail with no bond. I mean, I don't know. This one is this case here is tough. A spokesman for the Spotsylvania Sheriff's Office reached by phone declined to comment further. A lawyer for Mr. Butler did not immediately respond to requests for comment. G. Ryan Mahaffey, the Commonwealth's attorney for Spotsylvania County, declined to comment but said a preliminary hearing had been scheduled for June 18th. This style of prank has led to tragedy in the past. In 2020, a man in California crashed into a car of 6 teenagers, killing 3 of them. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. So what was the name of Tyler Chase Butler? Let me just Google his name. Tyler Chase Butler. Okay, so 3 weeks ago was the last update. Defense attorneys seeking to have Spotsy prosecutors removed from the Ding Dong Ditch case. This was August 12th. The attorneys representing the defendant in a highly publicized murder case in Spotsylvania stemming from an apparent prank that went bad are seeking to have county prosecutors removed from the case. Tyler Chase Butler, 27, is charged with second-degree murder in connection with the May 3rd slaying of 18-year-old Michael Bosworth Jr. Bosworth was shot after he and two other teens banged on the doors of Butler and others in the River Club subdivision as part of a prank they referred to as Ding Dong Ditch. Butler is scheduled for a preliminary hearing in Spotsylvania Greater District Court on September 17th. Defense attorneys Sarah Buskirk and Mitchell Jacobs recently filed a lengthy document in Spotsylvania Circuit Court seeking to have the Spotsylvania Commonwealth's Attorney's Office removed from the case and replaced by a special prosecutor. The defense contends that in pursuing trespassing charges against the surviving teens, while at the same time using them as witnesses against Butler, Spotsylvania prosecutors are undermining Butler's constitutional rights to due process and a fair trial and threatens the integrity of the judicial process. And I can still read it. A brief hearing was held Monday in Circuit Court in front of Judge William Glover. Glover continued the hearing on the motion to next week to give the prosecution adequate time to respond in writing to the defense request. According to the evidence presented thus far, Bosworth, 18-year-old Braylon Richards, and a juvenile teen were in River Club early that morning banging on doors and running away as part of pranks they planned to post on social media. A surveillance camera captured the teens concealing their faces and donkey kicking a neighbor's door. Butler's mother and others called 911 that morning to report what she said sounded like gunshots. The defense attorneys wrote that the teens were not just ringing doorbells, the prescribed method of mischief in Ding Dong Ditch, but instead were causing property damage. The defense wrote that Butler armed himself after hearing commotion in his own yard and went out to protect himself and his mother. They claim he feared for his life and fired his weapon in self-defense. However, the prosecution evidence showed that the teens were running away when Butler began shooting, killing Bosworth and slightly injuring one of the other teens. Bosworth was shot in the back. Butler, who is also charged with using a firearm in the commission of a felony, was denied bond at 2 earlier hearings and has been in the Rappahannock Regional Jail since his arrest in early May. Hey, Nanny, how are you? I don't know what that is. The what, innocent boy? Pookie says we were the generation that had to be in when the streetlights came on. My mom, it was once the sun started going down, like dusk, it was like, you better be in the house. Yeah, 3 a.m. Like, the kids could have, I don't know. This is the story I just read. Like, that to me is, yeah, he was shot in the back, but was he shot in the back because the guy started shooting and he started to run? 3 a.m., like, that's just, that's messed up, in my opinion. I wanted to look at the one about the guy who killed 3 teenagers in a car for Ding Dong Ditch. So it says, man who crashed into teens after doorbell prank gets life in prison. Anurag Chandra was convicted of first-degree murder and attempted murder in April after crashing his car into another vehicle, killing 3 teenagers and injuring 3 others. Holy shnikes. What the hell? Like that. Now this one, hey Marie, this one I agree. He got in his car and went after these kids and hit them with his car. A California man who crashed into a car of 6 teenagers after they played a doorbell prank on him in 2020 was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole on Friday after his conviction on murder charges. And this was July 16th, 2023, so just over 2 years ago. The man, Anurag Chandra, had been found guilty in April of 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted murder in the crash in Riverside County, California. The Riverside County District Attorney's Office argued that the crash, which killed 3 16-year-old boys, was intentional. At the sentencing by Judge Valerie Navarro, Craig Hawkins, the father of one of the victims, Daniel Hawkins, described the intense grief he has felt since his son's death. Every day we sense the absence of this young man. The hole in our hearts and lives from the taking of our son's life is staggering. Michael Hestron, the Riverside County District Attorney, said in a statement that, quote, the lives of countless families will never be the same because of one man's anger, callousness, and outrageous conduct, and I am grateful to Judge Navarro for imposing the maximum sentence in this case, end quote. David Wohl, an attorney for Mr. Chandra, said that he and his client were disappointed in the conviction and sentence. He said that he planned to appeal the verdict. While we believe that some sort of manslaughter conviction would have been appropriate, a murder conviction under these circumstances was simply erroneous. On the night of Sunday, January 19th, 2020, one of the boys had been dared to prank a home, the district attorney's office said, and 6 teenagers drove to Mr. Chandra's house in Corona, about 50 miles southeast of Los Angeles. The boy rang the doorbell and returned to the Prius they were riding in, and the group drove off. Mr. Chandra chased them in his own vehicle, increased his speed to 99 miles per hour, and rammed into the back of the Prius, causing it to veer off the road and into a tree. That is intentional. That is deliberate. That is a disregard for human life. A depraved indifference, as they like to say. Mr. Chandra fled after the crash and was arrested after witnesses followed him and alerted the authorities. 3 boys, Daniel Hawkins, Jacob Avascu, and Drake Ruiz, were killed. The driver, Sergio Campuzano, then 18, and 2 other boys, Joshua Hawkins, then 13, and Joshua Avascu, then 14, were injured. So I would assume that Daniel and Joshua were siblings. Jacob and Joshua were also siblings or related somehow. During the trial, Mr. Chandra testified that he had been afraid for his family's safety after he saw a person with a hooded sweatshirt outside his home and that he chased down the other car to verbally express his anger. He also testified that he drank 12 bottles of beer on the night of the crash. That is insanity. Like, that guy deserved that sentence. That was murder. It was planned. You don't just go 99 miles per hour on purpose. You plan to go that fast. And the fact that he hit that car that hard, he had to have known there would have been some type of damage. Yeah, oh my God is right. Hey, Caudle, how are you? Yeah, I hadn't heard of that one either. That's crazy. Jeez Louise. So I wonder, I'm curious to see if oh, here's the original story from 2020. Let me see if it wanted to see if they had any. Oh, here's a photo. Here's a photo of Mr. Chandra. Oh my goodness. So the driver who was Sergio said, so a bandaged and still healing Sergio Campusano, the driver of the Prius, said in an interview this week that he had blacked out after the driver of the Infinity rammed his car into my back and his head whipped into his window. Describing the prank, which Mr. Campusano said the group came up with during a sleepover, one of the boys was dared to, quote, either jump into a pool at night or go ding-dong ditch a house. After the boys drove away from the house where the doorbell was rung, the group saw a man from the home following them, and Mr. Campusano said the other car got really, really close. I was like, what is this guy doing? Mr. Campusano, who tried to drive away from the Infinity, told the TV station. Then I felt like a nudge forward, like he hit me from the back. When he rammed us from the side, I was like, if anything happens, I love these guys. The group had been celebrating Jacob's birthday over the weekend. So he hit them from the back. And then, based on what this kid said, he deliberately hit them again on the side. Well, you can see that he hit him. That's nuts. Like that guy deserves to be in prison. Yeah. Don't get mad, but I sometimes think people have really lost their humor. Some people, I mean, some things are funny. But 3 a.m., like, the door kicking challenge, that's not funny. That's not funny. Banging on someone's door at 3 a.m., also not funny. But like, when it's daylight, I get it. So I went to see my parents yesterday, but it was just my mom, and my mom's like, some skinny guy was knocking on your door. Because I gave my parents access to my Ring cameras just in case I'm not home. I'm at work, they're closer. So she's like, some skinny guy was knocking on your door. So I was like, okay. I wasn't home, so I check. He had like a lanyard on with like an ID, but I'm like, people could just be dressed up pretending that they're from some company. I was like, I wouldn't have answered it anyways if I was home. No, not at all. And then he was with some other guy that didn't have the same uniform on. So I'm like, nope. Glad I wasn't home. And I also know, depending on what door people knock on, tells me whether or not they need to be at my house. So, Marie says, off topic, but I need help. I just received a new purse from Macy's in the mail. They left the security tag on it. Can he cut it off, or will something happen? If you Google, I don't remember, there is a way to get it off without it causing because I think some of them might have ink in it. I think it has to do something with a magnet. But if you Google it, you should be able to either find a video or something related where it wouldn't damage it. Evil Queen says the FBI. Well, I think there's an easier way than the FBI. Let me see. Pause. How do I get a security tag off? Okay, I was right. So it says to remove a security tag, return it to the store for a free removal. That's not going to be probably able. Or attempt to remove it at home using household items like a strong magnet to release the pin, 2 forks to pry it open, a flathead screwdriver to twist it open, or a sharp knife to cut off the rounded portion of the tag, which contains the internal mechanism. And they do have videos on the video that they have that I'm seeing is using a fork. But I've used magnets, like a strong magnet. So whatever you choose, good luck. This might be God saying enough purses, maybe. I mean, if you can, I would put something underneath because there's usually a little bit of a gap. I would put like, like a plastic baggie, kind of wrap it around there, or even like a towel to absorb it. I mean, yeah. Okay, so we're going to get back to the Ding Dong Ditch case in Houston. And for those of you just coming in, this took place on Saturday night around 11 p.m. And an 11-year-old and his friends were going ding dong ditching. And after knocking on this man's home, the man went after them, shot a few rounds, and unfortunately, the 11-year-old did pass away on Sunday. No, it's okay, Marie. You're good. I'm just glad I knew the answer before I Googled it, because...
KHOU 11 starts right now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Stephanie Simmons, and right now we are following breaking developments in the deadly shooting of an 11-year-old boy who was playing a game of Ding Dong Ditch. Houston police have just arrested 42-year-old Gonzalo Leon Jr. and charged him with murder. According to police, he shot and killed the young boy late Saturday night in East Houston near Mimbro Street. Our Devon Roming joins us live at the Joint Processing Center in downtown Houston. And Devon, the suspect just appeared in court.
That's right, Steph. Leon was in court for no more than 5 minutes, where the judge read him his rights, informed him that he has been charged with murder, and asked him if he wanted a court-appointed attorney, to which he responded yes. Now, Gonzalo Leon was arrested and charged with murder this morning in the shooting death of 11-year-old Julian Guzman, in a case which has captured the attention of many across the country. Investigators say the shooting happened just before 11 o'clock Saturday night on Racine Street in East Houston, and according to witnesses, Guzman was seen running away from a blue and white house after ringing a doorbell when he was shot once in the back and later died the next day at the hospital. A man at that home was detained for questioning and then released. Houston police say they identified Leon as a suspect following a very thorough investigation, and he was arrested today by Houston Police SWAT and booked into the Harris County Jail. Now, the PC court judge did not set bond for Leon, so he's still being held in custody as of right now. She referred that bond to a district court judge, where the district court judge will set his bond first thing tomorrow morning. For now, reporting live in downtown Houston, Devon Roming, KHOU 11 News.
All right, and what was his name? Let me just... Leon. I think he was saying Leon, but let me look up. So tomorrow, so 6 hours ago, Texas man charged with murder and shooting of child playing doorbell prank. This is from the BBC. A 42-year-old man has been charged with murder for allegedly shooting an 11-year-old boy who rang his doorbell and ran away. Julian Guzman was playing the Ding Dong Ditch prank game of ringing doorbells just before 2300 local time, 11 p.m., on Saturday night in Houston, Texas, when he was shot. The man, identified as Gonzalo Leon Jr., was taken into custody on Tuesday and has been booked into Harris County Jail. That's today. Oh, today. Officers were told that Guzman was ringing doorbells of homes in the area and running away. A witness stated Guzman was running from a house after ringing the doorbell just prior to suffering a gunshot wound. Police said Guzman was wounded when they arrived at the scene and was taken to a nearby hospital. He later died on Sunday. One person was detained on the scene for questioning and later released. A witness recalled that someone ran out of that house and was shooting at the kids running down the street. Unfortunately, sadly enough, one of the boys, who was 11 years old, was shot in the back. He added that the shooting does not look like any type of self-defense. Ding-dong ditch pranks, which are becoming increasingly popular on TikTok, have led to deadly shootings before. Okay, then it does bring in the Virginia case that we talked about, and also the California case that we just talked about, which I believe the California case was justified. The Virginia case, I'm a little on the fence because it was at 3 a.m. and you may feel that you're in danger. At 3 a.m., someone's banging on your door. I may feel the same way. Okay, so that is... Oh, and actually, before we go, I did want to share, it is in the description of this video as well, but this is the GoFundMe for Julian Guzman, who is the 11-year-old who did sadly lose his life. Currently, let me just refresh this. Currently, they are at just over $13,000 of a $14,000 goal. Look at him. Isn't he the sweetest? He is the sweetest. And I don't understand Espanol. And there was no way to translate it. Although I guess I could put it in Google Translate. Give me a second. Let's see. Google Translate. I can type. Okay, so we want Spanish to English. Okay, so according to Google, the translation reads, "With immense pain in my heart, I share the loss of our son, Julian. I can't believe it. It's a pain I never imagined I'd feel. He was just a child. He didn't hurt anyone. He was affectionate, loving, always smiling. He was attentive to everyone. He was loved by many people. My child, my baby, was stolen from me at a very young age. We had a whole life ahead of us. He didn't deserve it. We will always love you. It's not a goodbye, but a see you later. God wanted him to be our protector as he was here on earth. I will forever love you, my boy. You're gone, but never forgotten." We will seek justice for you. Okay. Such a cute boy. Yeah, super sad people lost their lives over foolishness. I know. And I mean, with this case, like this guy, he didn't have to chase them. He didn't have to chase them. If he felt call 911. Say someone just, like that's what I would probably initially do. I would call 911 and say someone is banging on my door. I need help or whatever. Okay, so we are going to change gears. That's all I have on this case in relation to the Ding Dong Ditch. We are going to transition to Weston. Weston was a little boy who was a survivor of the Annunciation church shooting last week. And he had done an interview with local news media talking about his experience and the fact that his friend had covered him and ended up being shot in the back. Well, little did little Weston know, he knew he had some type of injury. He just thought it was, like a graze wound or something. Turns out it was very close to his carotid artery. So he needed to have surgery. So we are going to take a look. I have 2 clips on Weston, and I also have, actually, before we move, I am going to share his GoFundMe as well. Actually, let's go to his GoFundMe first, and then we'll get to the videos. So here is Weston's GoFundMe link. So support Weston's healing journey. They have raised just over, well, almost $67,000. That's actually twice as much as they had raised yesterday, which is pretty amazing. So it says, if you've met my nephew Weston, you know his love of basketball, being with friends, and enjoying a candy or two. You've been amazed by his quick wit, awed by his persistence, and charmed by his earnestness. If you've been watching the news, you've seen his grief-stricken face and heard, despite his shock, Weston's account of the horrific details during the Mass at Annunciation Church. And in spite of everything, this 10-year-old boy was able to express appreciation for his friends and pray for their recovery. Since the interview, it has been discovered that Weston will need surgery to remove a bullet fragment that is lodged in his neck, dangerously close to his carotid artery. I am hoping that we, Weston's community, near and far, can show him our support and love in any means possible. Share this link, contribute, or pray for Weston and the children and families at Annunciation. He's been a light in the darkness. Contributions will go toward Weston's medical bills, trauma counseling, and support for his immediate family. All right, let's take a look at these pictures. He's so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. Yep, and there's the interview that we had watched on my live not long ago. All right, so let's get back over here.
It is the first Sunday gathering at Annunciation Catholic Church since the tragic shooting Wednesday morning. 2 children killed, 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel and 10-year-old Harper Moisky. 15 other children and 3 adults also hurt in that shooting. The gunman fired through the windows and never went inside, and then took their own life behind the church. Tonight, we are learning another victim will now need surgery. You may remember young Weston Halsney, a young boy who described what happened to our Rob Olson right after that shooting. And our Babs Santos joins us live from Annunciation Church tonight. And Babs, doctors say Weston has a bullet fragment that is in his neck.
That's right, Kelsey. We saw it in that interview on Wednesday, and now this weekend, Weston's loved ones have launched a fundraiser to pay for the cost of that surgery, as well as trauma counseling and support for his immediate family members.
It was super scary.
Wednesday, August 27th.
It was very...
I'm curious how long it was until they realized. I mean, I would assume that if his parents had seen that, they probably brought him right to the doctor or even the emergency room to have him checked out, because how scary that was right near his carotid and how close he was. I mean, his friend saved his life.
Scary.
Is a day South Minneapolis will never forget. Children wounded physically and mentally when a shooter opened fire through the windows of Annunciation Church during the school day mass.
So we really didn't know what to do. We just got into the pews and he shot through the stained glass windows.
Just after the shooting, Fox 9 spoke with survivor, 10-year-old Weston Halsney.
Yeah, I'm just like confused kind of, because I never thought it would happen and it just happened. So like, just kind of crazy.
During the interview, Weston showed us an injury from the shooting.
I don't even know what it's from.
Look at that. It almost looks like a bug bite. Tiny. Like just tiny.
Kind of looks like debris or something.
Now Weston knows. On a new online fundraiser, his family says since the interview, it was discovered that Weston will need surgery to remove a bullet fragment lodged dangerously close to his neck's carotid artery. Weston's family has asked the community for prayers and donations. Meanwhile, in another update,
My friend got shot in the back. He's in the hospital right now.
last week, Weston told Fox 9 about the heroic actions of his friend Victor.
And then my friend Victor, he was like laying on top of me, like making sure I was safe, and he got hit. So that was really brave of him.
And that we know Victor is out of the hospital and recovering with family, according to this fundraiser. Victor's family says it's over.
And I do have Victor's GoFundMe link. I also have all of the GoFundMes that I've talked about in the description of this video as well. So let's go to Victor's quickly. Victor, they have raised over $300,000 for his care, which is amazing. Amazing. So August 29th update. I am so glad to report that Victor is out of the hospital and recovering with his family. We know that there is still a long road ahead of healing for our family and the community. The level of support from everyone that has donated so generously is frankly overwhelming. A sincere and deeply felt thank you from our entire family. We are trying to focus on the light, the incredible stories of people helping each other this week. We recognize there are many families in need following this tragedy and would encourage you to direct funds to those facing the longest path to recovery. With the unfortunate reality that there are people looking to take advantage of this event, we have decided to keep this page open. We plan to donate a portion of these funds in Victor's name to a nonprofit related to supporting those affected. So then August 27th, they had posted, Victor is one of the brave victims who survived the tragedy that unfolded. His selfless acts helped to save many, but he and his sister were injured in the process. Vic, along with his family, have started the long journey of recovery, a journey that involves unknown and ongoing future medical costs. Time away from work for both parents need to take care for both Vic and his sister physically, emotionally, and spiritually will take resources and support that go beyond what is readily available. As a community, we can feel helpless and confused, not sure exactly how to help. If you're able, please give. If not, please share. Oh, and here's another photo of Victor. And he looks the same age as Weston. I mean, just these little babies.
Overwhelmed and thankful for more than $300,000 in donations received. Back to Weston, that fundraiser has now collected about $35,000 of a $40,000 goal. So clearly this community is just so much trying to help these victims. You can also see behind me the outpouring of support with all of those flowers outside of the church. Kelsey, back to you in studio.
The memorial just continues to grow tonight. Thank you, Babs.
Okay, so I have one more clip on Weston.
Resilience in Minneapolis. Masses resuming at Annunciation Catholic Church over the weekend in the parish's auditorium, separate from the main church, now flooded with flowers, where investigators say a shooter killed 10-year-old Harper Moisky and 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel, wounding 21 others. Just after the shooting, 10-year-old Weston Halsney appeared unharmed, telling reporters,
I think I got like gunpowder on my neck.
Now his father Grant.
So I forgot that. He said, I think I got gunpowder on my neck. Turns out he had a fragment in his neck.
Telling NBC News there is a bullet fragment in Weston's neck that stopped just at his carotid artery.
You didn't even realize at first that your son was one of the injured.
No, it did not for till the next day. And they ran an x-ray and we were just shaking.
Grant still processing.
I've just been crying. I mean, I've been in tears everywhere I go.
Police this week stepping up patrols at area schools, churches, and religious institutions. Journals left behind by the shooter, who police say died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound filled with hate. Pope Leo Sunday from St. Peter's Square.
Let us plead God to stop the pandemic of arms, large and small, which infects our world.
7-year-old Pilar Maldonado remembers the prayer she said as bullets flew.
It's too early for me to die. I'm just 7 years old.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just a kid. I need more life.
I can't imagine. This little 7-year-old girl was saying, I'm too young to die. I'm only 7. No kid should have to even think that.
And God, please protect me.
She and big brother Pablo were both inside the church. He went back to Mass Sunday with his dad and was nervous.
Are you hopeful that it'll get easier going to church? and
Yeah,
places?
I hope it is. I really hope it's gonna go easier, like every day.
It's just so hard talking to those little kids. Back to Weston, the little boy with the bullet fragment in his neck. Surgeons are set to remove it this week, and his dad says he is expected to make a full physical recovery. As far as healing overall, that'll obviously be a much longer road, as people here and in so many communities across America know all too well. Laura?
All too well, part of a club they don't want to be a part. Maggie, thank
Gosh. All right, so Weston, we send good wishes, well wishes to Weston that he makes a full and speedy recovery. Thank goodness his parents brought him to get x-rays just in case, because how scary. How scary. Okay, so this next transitioning again, this is from Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. This little boy was seen walking along the monorail track, and some people were telling him to stop. Some people were telling him to keep going, and a bystander decided to climb up onto an ice cream shop building and went onto the track himself to get this little boy to safety. I want to know how the little boy even made it onto the tracks and how no one had seen him. I would assume not before this. I mean, they could have, but this is scary stuff. Scary stuff. Yeah, I know. That's what I wondered, Evil Queen. And his family had reported him missing, and he was found on the monorail track.
Seen in Pennsylvania, a young boy walking high up on the monorail.
That is so high. So high.
Rail tracks at Hershey Park. The dramatic rescue effort captured on camera. Here's ABC's Perry Russum.
Tonight, the terrifying video, a little boy standing dangerously on the edge of the monorail track at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. The boy walking the metal beam as people on the ground yell for him to stop. Others yelling, keep going.
Stop! Keep going! No, keep going!
The young child reported missing Saturday evening, separated from his parents. He was spotted on the track 20 minutes later. Apparently overwhelmed and confused, the boy covers his ears. A bystander.
Wow, so I missed that. 20 minutes later.
Andrew jumps into action, climbing on the roof of a nearby ice cream shop, clapping for the boy's attention. The man then makes the dangerous decision to jump on the track. He pulls himself up as the boy walks toward him, lifting him to safety.
Yes! Oh my God.
It comes just a month after 9-year-old Sophia Subidi, seen in this GoFundMe, tragically drowned in the wave pool at Hershey Park.
What?
The first guest to die in the park's 119-year history.
119 years, a little girl. She drowned in the wave pool? Hang on, let me look this up. Girl. Wave pool. So July 2025 is when a 9-year-old girl named Sophia Subidi tragically drowned in the wave pool at Hershey Park. And now this kid gets on the monorail the monorail track. Okay, so it says, let's go to this quick. Death of 9-year-old girl at Hershey Park. ruled accidental, no criminal activity found. The death of a 9-year-old girl who drowned at Hershey Park has been ruled accidental. Sophia Subetti drowned on July 24th in the wave pool at the Pennsylvania theme park, the Derry Township Police Department said. A review by police concluded that the park upheld safety standards and that the number of people in the wave pool at the time was, quote, significantly less than its designed maximum capacity. Hershey Park had 10 lifeguards working specifically at the wave pool when Sophia drowned, the park said last month. Witnesses and lifeguards responded promptly, initiating rescue and resuscitation efforts within seconds of noticing Sophia's distress. The Derry Township Police Department, along with the witnesses, Hershey Park staff, and first responders who attempted to save Sophia, extend their sincere condolences to her family and friends, as well as the Bhutanese community during this difficult time. Our hearts break for this child and the child's family. We extend our deepest condolences for their loss. John Lawn, Hershey Park CEO, in a statement on July 24th, adding that the park goers, quote, safety and well-being drive every decision we make. Like, how does that happen? I mean, unless she couldn't swim? Or she got under a wave and couldn't. That is so sad. Let's see. Okay, so this article from People Magazine says the coroner's office previously said that she did not have a medical event that caused the drowning. And police found no evidence of criminal activity on the part of Hershey Park or any park employee. Okay, and there is video footage as well that they used to come to that conclusion. That is so sad. Jeez.
Police say her death was accidental, stating it did not involve any criminal activity on the part of Hershey Park or its employees.
On yesterday's incident, Hershey Park says the monorail was closed at the time. They are thanking their guests for saving the boy.
Oh, thank God it was closed at the time. Jeez, Louise, I don't even want to imagine if it wasn't closed.
Saying they are committed to the highest levels of safety. Mary?
We are glad he is back down safely. Perry, thank you.
Jeez. Okay, so the next clip is of the man who jumped up to get this little boy. And so the title is Hershey Park Hero Was Actually Afraid of Heights.
This morning, the Hershey Park hero speaking out about his viral, adrenaline-fueled rescue of a lost little boy on the park monorail.
Go that way! Everybody was like, oh my God, there's a kid up there. There's a kid up there.
Park officials say the little boy entered a section of the monorail, which was not in operation, through a secure area that was chained and barricaded.
Oh, so he just ended up walking in. He probably was curious and said, "Oh, hey, what's up? What's over here? There's chains and barricades. What's hiding over there?" And then he ended up walking on the track.
Horrified bystanders watched him walk the monorail from below on Saturday evening.
Stop! Keep going! No, keep going!
John, a father of 3 on vacation at the park, was watching his family's belongings when it all went down.
This kid is walking on the monorail, and obviously panic kind of sits in a little bit. When you have that kind of dad instinct, it doesn't matter if it's your kid or not, it's a child, that you want to make sure they're safe as possible.
Springing into action, John, who is a veterinarian, ran to the roof of a concession stand, hoping it could get him close to the monorail and the little boy.
There was a fence that I jumped on, and then I was able to jump on the roof from there, and then it was a straight shot up.
John never looking back despite his fear of heights.
It didn't bother me up there because it was just concentrating on one thing, and I didn't hesitate on any of it.
The frightened little boy was in John's arms in just a few seconds as the crowd cheered from below.
So when I finally got him in my arms, honestly, there was no words. I was just mumbling, I'm so happy, you're okay, you're okay. And then it was okay, now how do I get down from here? And luckily, another gentleman was waiting there for me, and he helped me out.
The boy was whisked away by staff, and as John descended from the roof, his wife spots him on top of the building.
I heard this, John! And I'm just and that's when it kind of I was able to think again and hear everything. And I looked down, I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, yeah. I'm I just waved to her. I'm just nonchalantly.
It's been a whirlwind of attention for John since Saturday night, with one special phone call from the parents of the little boy he saved.
They contacted me, and then we had a nice conversation. Obviously, super, super happy to hear that he's back with his parents. And then I got a nice thank you as well from the son, so that was nice.
And John has seen the video and cannot believe that was him who climbed onto the rail. Fear of heights still there, but he now knows he can overcome it when it really matters. Great job, John.
Apparently, John's wife couldn't believe it was him.
Yes.
John, what are you doing?
Well, she knows him, right?
I know, but boy, what bravery to do that. So
nice
unselfish.
Adrenaline, and he knew that little boy needed help. Let me see if there is an update on the little boy. Let's see. I think that was the latest update, was the man speaking out was from today. I mean, thank goodness that little boy didn't waver. Nanny says, I wonder if he was autistic. My great nephew covers his ears a lot when overwhelmed. Evil Queen says covering your ears helps them. Yeah, and I think just probably the shouting and, because he was going, some people were saying stop, some people were saying keep going. At least if he kept going, he would have been, above that building, which is a lot less of a fall if he should lose his balance. Craziness, though. When I saw that story, I was like, what? Okay, so why do I have, hold on a second. I don't know why I have, oh, I know why. Okay, so I do have two stories left. This one is the one about the grappler device. This is actually kind of funny. And then I have just a short clip on the families of those who perished in the Camp Mystic flooding that I wanted to share with everybody, because there has been some other stories in relation to the flooding in Texas, and I just haven't gotten to them. I know the families did speak in front of city officials, and those stories were heartbreaking to hear. So that is the last story. I forgot I put that one as last. All right, so this one, dash cam video shows Livonia police use grappler device to stop stolen vehicle. This is interesting, I've got to say. I've never seen this
But first
before.
at 5, it was a dramatic ending to a police chase in Livonia, and it happened when officers deployed a new tool in their crime-fighting arsenal. It's called a grappler. It latches around the rear tires of a vehicle to bring it to a stop. Thank you for joining us this Friday. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Simon Shaquette. Today, Livonia police releasing the dash cam video showing the dramatic moments of the grappler in action. A photo we posted yesterday on our Facebook page, racking up more than 18,000 comments and counting.
18,000 comments. That's craziness.
And now, 7 News Detroit reporter Peter Maxwell is speaking to the man who created this device, as well as a police chief who's on a mission to stop fleeing suspects before anyone gets hurt.
The chaotic scene unfolding right here on 96 during morning rush hour on a Thursday, and it was just seconds after Livonia police deployed their grappler that their suspects' attempts to get away or escape were over. This is the moment the Livonia police deployed their grappler, bringing.
So it's almost like when you think of like a tow, but it hooks onto the wheel. So this person really thought they were going to get away. They thought they were clever. They weren't.
This Chevy Cruze stolen out of Dearborn to a complete stop.
Oh, it can't go nowhere. That's good though. That's good.
That's crazy. That looks like something you see in a movie, like a superhero, super cop movie or something like that.
You can see the driver of the stolen car.
So this part, he like backs up to kind of loosen the tension, and then he thinks that he's going to be able to drive away.
Trapped in a web of netting, continues to try to break free, but ultimately rips off the rear axle, bringing the pursuit to a safe stop.
I've never seen an axle ripped out of a vehicle.
I spoke with Leonard Stock, the founder and inventor of the grappler police bumper, and he was aware of what happened in Livonia.
I was getting inundated with text messages of the photo.
So he invented it. The grappler police bumper.
Photo of the car.
Stock tells me he invented this device to bring police pursuits to a safe end.
My passion behind the grappler and providing a tool to law enforcement was simply to help protect innocent lives.
Methods before the grappler were using spike strips and pit maneuvers.
Once it's engaged, typically within a few seconds, the pursuit is over.
High-speed pursuit is one of the most dangerous activities a police officer can do.
Wyandotte Police Chief Archie Hamilton is big on holding criminals accountable when they run from.
I mean, and look at all the traffic. So you think, they would have these high-speed chases with, the pit maneuvers, which are dangerous, or the spike strips. Sometimes they go around. This, it just latches onto the tire, and then they're hooked. They're not going anywhere.
Police and motor vehicles.
The grappler is an outstanding device. We just ordered grapplers and we're getting them installed on our police vehicles.
His department is now the second police agency in the state that will be using the grappler. He explains how it works.
Inside the front bumper is a net, and you can deploy the grappler. It'll shoot out propel out a net. It will attach to the tire of the fleeing vehicle, and it'll bring that vehicle to a controlled stop.
I showed DeJuan Woods and
yeah, like fishing. That's a good way to describe it.
Asked if he's seen a police pursuit in real life. He told me this.
I just might got killed by one. That girl, she was 16 or 17.
After seeing this video, he thinks this device could be a game changer for law enforcement.
Everybody need that. Probably expensive, but we pay taxes. What we pay taxes for? Stuff like that. You better do that, they kill somebody.
Other drivers agree.
They can,
like that ripped off. Like it was like you just tear a piece of paper.
The safety of the public and, get things under control with those, and why not?
In Livonia, Peter Maxwell, 7 News, Detroit.
Thank you, Peter.
So I did go to, I'm like, let me go take a look at this. So I do have the website. It's policebumper.com. I'll share the link in chat. This is their website. And so it's like, I think of, you remember Goonies and Data? He had that, like he opened his coat and like this thing popped out. And like, those contraptions, this is what it reminds me of. So, I mean, this guy, how ingenious. Oh, here's the video. So they have, oh, look at that. So it comes down, and then if you get close enough, you just shoot it out and it goes right around whatever, it just attaches to whatever it comes in contact with. That is pretty cool. All right. And the one guy said it's probably expensive, but that's what our taxes should be for. Leonard Stock is his name. So it says the grappler police bumper is manufactured in the Phoenix area by men and women that not only have an eye for detail, but a respect for those in law enforcement who dedicate their lives to protecting our community. We know that lives depend on our products when called upon. With quality control being of the utmost importance, shipping operations overseas is not an option. So if you are overseas, you will not be able to get the Grappler. The Grappler Police Bumper. Who would have known? Bumper to bumper coverage. There you go. Yeah, right out of the car. That was crazy. I mean, and the guy, you know, he thought he was slick. Oh, let me back up. Maybe I can get it off the car. Or maybe he just thought he'd be able to, like, you know, step on the gas and break out of it. Well, he broke out of it all right. I wonder if there's any other, let's see. Let's go to YouTube. Let's see if we'll just watch one more. If there's a Grappler video. Grappler Police Bumper. Okay, so it's that one. Oh, here's another. Here, let's watch this one quick. So here's, it says, watch the Grappler in action as police stop stolen car. High-speed takedown. It doesn't say where it is, but it was December 2023.
Recently, the Lenexa Police Department encountered a stolen vehicle during routine patrol. Without hesitation, the Grappler Police Bumper was deployed, turning a routine day into a high-stakes pursuit.
Let's see it in action. Oh, wow, they got really close. Got him. Wow, look at that. Seconds. Mere seconds. That is... Oh. Nope. All right, I'm going to share this one. I'm going to watch this one after. This is a whole rabbit hole. This might be a live stream we do. Grappler Bumper. That one's 4 minutes long, though. But this was in Thurston County. It says Thurston County deputies use Grappler to stop 130-mile-per-hour chase. Okay, we're watching this. Detour. Okay, so here we're just gonna fast forward to the most watched part. Okay, so now they're on the highway on Interstate 5.
80 on position 1 now with Grappler.
Because I'm wondering how close you have to be. I'm wondering how close you have to be for it actually to be able to engage the car in front of you.
80, I'm going to go for a grapple.
I mean, that guy's going pretty slow. Look at that.
Good grapple, Tony, stop.
Good grapple.
Wow.
South at 93rd, we'll be on the film stuff.
And at least this guy didn't try to... Oh, he's going to run, though. Watch. He's going to run. Oh, no, they're giving it up. They're giving it up. How about that? That is so cool. So cool. But then I think there was, I don't know if y'all saw, there was a police chase in LA a couple of days ago where a mom had parked at a 7-Eleven and left the car running with her 3 children inside. Her husband was parked next to her to keep an eye on the kids. Well, some random guy got into the car and carjacked it. And it ended up in a violent crash. The driver, the person who stole the car, got out and started running, and he ran up a hill and was trying to hide in people's yards in a pretty nice neighborhood of Malibu. I wonder if something like that would have worked for that guy, because he wasn't going that fast, but he was disobeying street street lights, and that's what caused the violent crash. He ran a red light. But I feel like those things would be a good investment, especially for these high speed chases, if they're able to get them to a safe resolution. Yeah, it's like fishing for criminals. Data had the pictures of peril. Oh my gosh, he had so many cool inventions. 1 minute I'm on the road looking at the bushes, next minute I'm in the bushes looking at the road. Well, there you go. Yeah, they can coddle. They can be dangerous and sometimes fatal. I mean, the one from the other day that I was watching, I mean, that was so scary. So scary. Thankfully, the other car that got T-boned by this idiot, she only had she had non-life threatening injuries. And the kids, so there was an infant, a 2-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old. It was either 2, 7, and 9 or 2, 9, and 11. Either way, the kids, thankfully, were not killed. But the two boys, the two older kids, well, the boy and the girl were older. They were in the hospital last time I checked. So that might be a story we cover without watching the crash, because the crash was really, really scary. Yeah, see how they're in shock, just surrendered. How the F you stop my car? How'd you do that? How'd you do that? Hey, Grain, thanks for being here. You were carried off by mosquitoes. Ugh, yuck. Okay, so I have one last story to share, and that is the clip that I have. This is from News Nation, and the title is "Camp Should Be Doing More for Child Safety. Parents of Camp Mystic Victim." So we're going to take a look at this, and then we will wrap things up.
In just a matter of minutes, what should have been a joyful summer turned into heartbreak. 25 children and 2 counselors lost their lives. Among them was 8-year-old Mary Grace Baker. Well, now her parents are channeling their pain into purpose and honoring their daughter's life and the lives lost at Camp Mystic by raising awareness and pushing for change. They've launched the Heavens 27 Fund. Now, this is a way to memorialize those lost and support families as they navigate the aftermath of this tragedy, reaching out to lawmakers to make
She is
change.
so beautiful.
What I do know is that my daughter should still be here. Her death was 100% preventable.
I agree.
Complacency, among other things, led to the deaths of 27 amazing, innocent, beautiful girls. We can't let complacency claim the life.
And not only that, but if officials had done something, even after they knew this flooding had hit Camp Mystic, hundreds of people would have still been alive. But they were in bed sleeping. Of
another child. We simply ask for mandatory, common sense, state-regulated safety protocols for camps.
Well, Clark and Katie Baker join us now to talk about their daughter and about Heavens 27 and about what needs to change to keep children safe at camp. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't imagine how hard this is for you, but your bravery is really remarkable to see. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Anna.
Well, first, tell us about Mary Grace. How do you remember her? What do you want people to know about her?
Well, I think like parents of most all 8-year-olds, we think she hung the moon. She loved her family. She loved her friends. She loved the Lord. She loved her school. She was so creative. She loved to dance, whether it was at her formal dance classes or just making up silly dances at home. She radiated kindness and joy and was famous for her hugs that she would give to others. She always wanted to lend a helping hand and wanted to make others feel better if they looked like they were having a bad day or if they were sad or something like that. she was always so creative too, with anything with her little hand. She was always working with beads and sequins and jewelry, and just so meticulous. So there will never be another Mary Grace.
Yeah, and I'm sure she had so many dreams, and you had so many dreams as a mom and dad of what she would grow up to become. What was that moment like when you dropped her off at camp? You know, what's your last memory of her?
Well, last memory is
of her dancing.
Yeah,
she was dancing.
She was dancing,
jumping up and down, very spirited welcome by the camp, and she hopped right in and started jumping up and down right with them. You know, my biggest concern that we had when we dropped her off was, did I pack enough sunscreen? Did I pack enough bug spray? Is she going to use said bug spray and sunscreen? And there was literally no other care in the world. She was so happy, gave us each a giant hug, and she was on her way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and you know, at the camp, so many parents have said similar things. I mean, this camp's been around for 100 years, so many memories across so many generations as well. And you would never think that something so atrocious as this would be happening and ripping out your heart into bits, I'm sure. The changes that you were pushing for at camp to make them safer, what are those exactly? What are you hoping for? Because so many parents are watching this across the country. And after that happened, July 4th, they were concerned about sending their kids to camp too. What do you hope changes?
Yeah, so basically all we're trying to do is just raise the floor, right?
I mean, and common sense would tell you not to build a camp in a known floodplain. I mean, this area had flooded in the 80s. Don't build camps in flood zones. That's pretty common sense.
Camp should be doing more than the minimum standard to protect our children, ultimately. It's focused on 4 pillars: prevention, detection, training, and response. Prevention, kids shouldn't be sleeping in cabins that are within a dangerous floodplain or hazardous area.
Exactly.
Detection, camps should have the ability and the tech.
Can you guys hear me? My internet just completely crapped out. So I think I'm back because obviously you see two of me. I'm on my phone and on StreamYard, but give me 1 second. I have to figure out which one is me on my phone. Whoops, I took the wrong one off. Okay, so I just got rid of myself from my phone. I'm gonna we'll look at that story again tomorrow because my internet is still crappy. It let me back on for a second. So we're gonna end it here. Thanks so much for being here. I do appreciate it. If that's a bummer because that was a really good story, but I want to do it the justice it deserves. So we'll look at it again tomorrow. So have a great rest of your day, morning, night, wherever you may be. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the flip side.
You have one shot on stage, what you got to play? Generic drops for days, still the people rage. Am I not insane? Can you stop and explain why these drops are so lame? Is money buying you fame? I'm fucking on, I'm killing it with this song. You haters can sing along or go back where you belong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with giving up, moving on. Cause I took your girl to prom, she can't help but sing this song.
Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high harass, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high harass, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.
She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I'm so gone, faded off a 30 rack. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I rap with a passion, yeah, I got it in me. I've been waiting quite a long time for y'all to hear me. It's about damn time you put some stock into me. You're either sponsoring me or fucking bothering me. And the fact is, we just practice all this madness. That is why our status is like a canvas. Chances our advancement is enhancing, and this new expansion's like a mansion.
Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high harass, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high harass, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.